I've beaten up my father so badly that I sent him to the To let you imagine my father better. Have you ever seen show called Shameless? If so, do you remember Frank? Yeah, I guess they got inspired by my father. He's a professional drunk, drug addict and the number one idiot. He says it all started when he got my mom pregnant at 17. He dropped out of school to support his family. Yeah, about that. He worked for 13 months and then started selling drugs, which he got caught doing and went to prison for 2 years. So my mother had to get a full-time job to put food on the table for me while she was still in school. When he got out of prison he got my mother pregnant again and left her for 5 years until my mom's father died and she inherited $50K. He took 40 and spent it on alcohol, drugs, cheap women and lost the rest in casino. After that he always used to live with us for a few months, then got a business opportunity, and came back a few weeks later beaten up or we were called to visit him in He got my her pregnant one more time and 14 years ago he came home with a child that he had with some other woman and told us that we got a new sibling. He was never a family man, until a few years ago we somehow managed to force him into 30-day rehab. He came back like a new man, started being around more, was sober, was clean and started looking for a job. He worked as a trash man for 2 years until he found a dead junkie and OD'd on some leftover heroin. Then he started doing the same old shit again except he was home a lot more and that was not a good thing. Last week he really fucked up. He accidentally put crack in my 14-year-old half-brother's school backpack which got him into a detention center for 6 months. When told to say it was him, he refused and finally did the last thing he hasn't done yet. He slapped my mom. I came home to her crying and decided this idiot is going down. I took a beer bottle and smashed it on his head and then I just punched him until he passed out. My mother called 911 even after what he did.